And remember, Matthew, like mommy and daddy always told you, eat your vegetables and your fruits and watch 15 rounds of Flambé with me and you hosting. I gotta come up with some original every day.
I mean, again, original. I mean, it's not as bad as previous ones, but
This guy.
that's just average. I wouldn't say good or great, but just average.
This guy.
Yeah, you gotta check on the grade list.
For our first segment, I'm going to put the glasses down first. We're going to go into football. Training camp starting in the NFL a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, about a week ago. So we're going to open up.
Yeah.
Well, one
It
of
just
the
feels
teams.
good to have football back in general.
Agree. One of the teams we're going to open up with is one of Matthew's favorites. Down in Big D, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have, as always, been a big talking point starting the season. Another season, another Dallas talking point. We're going to go ahead and talk about how Tony Romo showed up to camp a little bit, chubby, fat, big bone, round.
Little sourdough boy.
Little sourdough boy, exactly. A little big. So he's got a lot of controversy over that. And also we have coming into today, rookie running back Ezekiel Elliott with a banged up hamstring. So just talk to me a little bit about what you think the Cowboys are going to be going through this season.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, Elliott's missing some time. It's not a major issue, but as a rookie, you want to get into all those reps because it's a completely different game from college football to the NFL. And I think he's going to bounce back from this. He's going to have a good rookie season. But in general, I feel like the Cowboys aren't going to make the playoffs this year because as great as I think Elliott and Dez and Romo and that offense is going to be, I have zero trust in that defense. So.
The one thing I think about it, and like I said, I think their offense is going to be great. Not great, but I think they're going to be very, very good. They got Tony Romo, who even if he's fat, he's not an elite quarterback in the NFL, but he's like second tier. High second tier. But then you have the running back in Elliott, who's going to be running behind that big physical offensive line, which is one of the best in football. You got who I think is the best receiver in the NFL in Dez Bryant. I think he's the best.
I mean, I understand if we're going into the 2015 season, you have that thought, but this is the 2016 season. So
my top three best receivers in the NFL are Dez Bryant, Antonio Brown, and Julio Jones. I'm not. Odell Beckham's top five, but he's not in my top three.
Odell Beckham is the best receiver in the NFC East.
Oh.
No question. And he had the greatest catch in that history.
Homer. But just Homer.
I mean, away from the offense, like the problem with the Cowboys to me is just their defense, which was like below average last year and might even be worse this year.
The thing I will say about the Cowboys defense, however, is that they did suffer a good amount of injuries. I'm not blaming it on injuries. Injuries happen in the game, but they're getting Orlando Scandrick back for another season. Is Sean Lee still the middle linebacker on the Cowboys?
Sean Lee's there, and he's good. He's
good. Sean Lee hasn't played a full season since like his first year in the NFL. So yeah. They have pieces there. McClain, like you said before, is coming off the 10-game suspension if he does play because he's a little out there. But I think the Cowboys, I don't know if I want to go as far as saying I'll pick them for the division because I still think it's Washington's division to lose. I think the Giants are still a piece or two away. Maybe if Victor Cruz, if people can remember who that is, can come back and play,
Oh, you mean the guy who scored 99 yards on the Jets? And that year. I mean, I just feel like I think you're downplaying some of these problems defensively. I mean,
I don't think it's a downplay because
Andy Gregory, he's suspended 4 games, possibly 10 games now because he violated his suspension.
I don't think I'm downplaying it at all. I just think that the Cowboys, I think the talent that the Cowboys have.
Since 2013, Dallas has had 93 sacks. Only Atlanta has had fewer. I just feel like Washington and the Giants are both better teams right now because even though they don't have as potent as an offense as Dallas does, I feel like they're a better overall team. Plus, Romo, who's coming off a collarbone injury on his non-throwing shoulder. So who knows? Maybe next time Fletcher Cox or Jason Pierre-Paul plant into him on a sack, then that could be it for Romo.
That's the thing about Romo. I do say he has to learn. I know this is going to be kind of crazy, but he has to learn how to fall better. Because every time he's broken that collarbone, it's been on the exact same kind of hit where he's planted, like you said, into the ground. But I'm not downplaying it. Obviously, I think that the NFC East, along with say like the NFC West and maybe the AFC East, now Brady's off for 4 games, are going to be the most competitive divisions in football. But I don't know. I think when it boils down to it, the Cowboys' talent on the offensive side of the ball can cover up, I'll say, or at least make the mistakes not as big for their lack thereof on the defensive side.
I mean, we agree to disagree. I believe it may cover it up, but I see 7-9 or 8-8 in the future.
Who knows? 7-9 might win that division.
Oh. Okay. With our second story, we go to the world of basketball. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, LeBron James quoted as saying, "My motivation is this ghost I'm chasing. The ghost played in Chicago." He's obviously alluding to Michael Jordan. And what are your thoughts about LeBron's comments?
First thing I think of is the first thing that comes to my mind is the Ghostbusters theme song. Not even trying to plug the movie. I'm thinking of the original Ghostbusters theme song because I don't know, like, I thought it was kind of a ridiculous comment. I get what he was trying to do.
It would have been better if he said, "My motivation is the ghost I'm chasing." I thought that would have been better. We obviously get you're talking about Michael Jordan, some of your all-time.
I think that would have been worse, actually. The ghost I'm chasing, like Jordan's not dead, but I get where he was trying to go with it, and I understand I just understand it because we are always going to put together Michael Jordan and LeBron James, like who's better, Jordan or LeBron. Even though I've been on record as saying I think Kobe is Jordan, LeBron is Magic. That's how I look at it. Like LeBron is a more physically gifted Magic Johnson because nobody could pass or the court vision, the leadership vision, the way he can just bring the ball up, the way he runs the fast break. It reminds me of Showtime Lakers. And Kobe, his just pure scoring ability, leadership ability, killer instinct, the you're welcome Black Mamba reminds me of Jordan. So I get where he was going with this, and I gotta chase this ghost. But
I know what you mean because since he came out of high school, we've always been comparing him to Jordan, which has been unfair at times and just at other times. I'm just always disappointed because I understand that it's like him and Michael Jordan, but I'm always a little disappointed when other names get thrown aside and like players, like people think basketball started in the 80s with Magic, Bud, and Jordan. When obviously, because on my all-time ranking, I would probably place LeBron 4th or 5th behind who I think is the second greatest player, Kareem, Wilt, and then obviously Michael at 1. So it's just hard ranking LeBron right now because he's still so much more to do. So I think you don't know if he's going to win 6 titles or this is going to be it. So it's just kind of hard to judge him on the all-time ranks right now.
I think that LeBron will never be Jordan simply because LeBron has lost in the finals. LeBron has lost 3 times in the finals? No, this is the reason why.
Yeah, he's 3 out of 7.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's literally what I'm saying. The reason why I don't think he's Jordan, as far as like this, for sake of this argument, is because when you look at Michael Jordan's history of the finals, and it's not getting there, not when he was in before he had Scottie, not when he was in Washington, like in the 90s, that range, I think it was 91 to 98 was his last one, not including the 2-year hiatus. When you look at that, he never lost in the finals. He only lost in the playoffs. 89-90 was the bad boys, but he lost when he came back against the Magic, the year the Magic went to the finals. He lost in that series, but he had happened to come back a month before he came back in the NBA, and he still was going off. So I'm
just always disappointed by look at the rings, look at the finals record, because I look at that first final appearance against the Spurs, I believe in 2007, I think,
when they got swept.
Yeah, I really don't think, as great as I think Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, but I really don't think Michael Jordan's taking that team to the NBA Finals because that team needed a facilitator, someone who could score and pass. I see someone more like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson who could do well at everything. I'm not saying Michael couldn't do well at everything, but he was primarily a scorer, so he would average 35, 40 on that team, but I don't think they would get to the finals.
I was about to say, it depends on what Jordan we're talking about. We're talking about early Jordan, because that's probably what that team would have been like, Jordan in the early ages when he couldn't get past the Celtics and couldn't get past the bad boy Pistons. Like, it could have been that Jordan. But if we're talking later Jordan when he was winning titles, that team is getting to the finals. I don't know if they're winning. I don't know if they're winning.
When you look at
especially in the age that they're in. Let's think about the age that they were in early 2000s with the no hand checking and all of that. Jordan is scoring. He's averaging 45.
I mean, you can score all the. I mean, Greg Popovich will let you score all the points you want. That great defensive Pistons team in the mid 2000s will let you score all the points you want. As long as you're not getting other players involved, that's what they're not going to do. And that's what LeBron did, and that's how LeBron beat the Pistons. And I'm just looking at these finals teams, maybe because we didn't watch them play, but these past few Spurs teams that LeBron has beaten and lost to twice, I think they're better than, say, Charles Barkley's Suns teams or Portland with Clyde Drexler. And I feel like LeBron faced better teams in the finals. Plus, 1 year, like, his second and third best player weren't healthy whatsoever.
I think with that argument, the two best teams. Those Utah Jazz teams are great teams. Jordan has Karl Malone and John Stockton's championship rings. He does, because those Utah Jazz teams were really, really good.
I mean they are really good, but I would pick the year the Spurs embarrassed the Heat in like 5 games in front of them. I really would.
Yeah.
And it's like the greater thing would be if this season LeBron beats Golden State in the finals. That would be no question the best team between the two players who have beaten in the finals. Closing out our show, we go to one of Aaron's favorite players in the NFL, celebrating his 39th birthday. And what do you want to say about your favorite quarterback in the world, Tom Brady?
I'm about to shut the camera off because, I hate Tom Brady, and it's been well documented that I hate Tom Brady. You only did that because I did the Cowboys thing earlier in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cute. It's cute. It's really cute. But once again, my hatred for Tom Brady isn't even close to how much you despise your little Cowboys. It's just Tom Brady hasn't. When was the last time you guys won the division?
I would say. What year did we win the division? I would say about 4 years. I think the last time we went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
We
All
beat
right.
Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Last time the Jets won the division was in 2002. Our quarterback was Chad Pennington. Our running back was Curtis Martin. Our coach was Herman Edwards.
That's a while.
Exact. 14 years this season.
I actually, a few days ago, I found this crazy stat that since like Brady became the starter, him and Chad Pennington are the only 2 quarterbacks to win that division.
And I actually maybe the only 2 quarterbacks that remain, because I think the year Miami won the division, Chad Pennington was the quarterback of Miami.
Yeah, was getting inducted this weekend and was the quarterback for the Jets.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, the year, because that year that Brady was out, the Patriots, I think they missed the playoffs actually with Castle as the quarterback. They went 11-5.
Yeah, I think they went like 11-5.
They went 11-5, but they missed the playoffs, and the Dolphins won the division. But Chad Pennington was the quarterback of the Dolphins. That was the year he won comeback player of the year, I believe. But I digress. I hate Tom Brady, but he is probably the greatest quarterback of all time. He is. 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, countless of other awards. They're already kind of swept up his place in Canton. They already know where it's going and everything. So, at 39 years old, it seems like he kind of doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's 39. I don't know.
Yeah, because he doesn't seem like he's 39 because he did kind of have a late start because he didn't play much his rookie year, and then he missed that year. I think in the year following the imperfect season when he went 18-1, losing to the Giants, he missed the entire season due to an ACL injury. And it doesn't seem like 17 years. Also because even though I don't think he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I think he's top 5. He's just played so well for so long, and that's just been the amazing thing. Because I looked up outside of say Warren Moon in 1995 with Minnesota, who threw for over 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, and a 91 rating. Not many good quarterbacks at the age of 39 because. Peyton Manning was 39 last year, and Brett Favre in 2008 was 39 with 22 touchdowns and 22 picks. So that's the crazy thing for me with Brady, because usually players get worse as they get older, especially around 35, 36, 37. And he's gotten better than, say, where he was in 2003, 2004, 2005 when he was younger.
Here's the thing I think about Brady. One, I think Belichick coaching has not a lot to do with it, but it does have something to do in the sense of those other quarterbacks that you named. Because Peyton in injury, because Peyton Manning was hurt. Peyton was hurt. There's nothing you could look at it and see that he was hurt. Brett Favre is literally the ultimate gunslinger that the NFL ever has had. And so if he could still go out, if Brett Favre could play automatic QB in the NFL right now, he still would. And he would just throw, and he would still end up either leading the league in touchdowns or interceptions. I guarantee that. And I think that when it boils down to Tom Brady and the kind of career that he's had, although I am going to I'm going to get popcorn and Doritos. I don't eat popcorn. I'm going to get Doritos and soda and just break my diet and I'm going to be the happiest person in the world to watch his descent into just, nobody beats Father Time, and I can't wait to watch that. But granted, I will continue in the sense that he is the greatest in my mind. And I think my top three goes in no particular order: him, Peyton Manning, and Joe Montana. But it's been crazy to think that it's been so long. Like it seems just yesterday he was that young quarterback that just, I can't believe I just won a Super Bowl. Like,
are you familiar at all with his diet?
No, I don't.
I don't follow Tom. He's one of my favorite players. I don't follow him like that either.
But I don't like the guy that much, but not enough to follow his diet. You think I'm gonna poison Tom Brady?
But I remember it came out these past few years that he's maintained a very strict diet, which I believe might have something to do with his longevity. Because I wrote down some notes that he doesn't eat sugar, white flour, cooked olive oil, fruit, dairy, or coffee or caffeine. He has a very strict diet. And I just liked how because I know he's very competitive, he's very fiery. I think that might be the greatest story in NFL history, being so low of a draft pick and arguably being the greatest quarterback of all time. So I'm always liking his fire, and I like how he trolls his opponents sometimes. He talks a lot of trash.
Punch him in the face.
And he's trolled the Jets and the Broncos on Instagram a few times. And I remember a game last year against Buffalo where Peyton famously had the Omaha call at the line of snap. Brady in one play yelled out Rex Ryan a few times. So I always like how he's always kidding, always having fun.
The one thing about Brady, and I think this is where my rage towards the player Tom Brady, and like I said, for all you guys watching out there, I am a die-hard New York Jet fan. I have loved the New York Jets since I was a little kid. And in turn, I hate Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and Julian Edelman, but that's, I digress. But the thing I look at it, and the one memory I have was when we were living in Charlotte at the time. And it was the year that the Jets went to the AFC title game and lost to the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
But the Monday night game when they played the Patriots, and the Jets were coming in, and they were like, if they beat the Patriots, they have a chance at winning. They take the lead in the division. It was like week 11 or 12. It was a big game, and I remember I was really hyped. I was really hyped up. I was working at the time at the mall in the South Park Mall in Charlotte, and I was talking so much junk at work, and I was so hyped. And I remember sitting down and watching Tom Brady absolutely systematically destroy
45.
I think it was 45-0. And I just remember him throwing in one touchdown, looking at the Jets sideline, and just yelling at it. And I've never wanted to jump through a TV.
I love watching Tom Brady play, and unfortunately, happily for you, it's getting towards the end, but it's going to be sad seeing him retire.
Sad for you.
I'm just going to try and appreciate all he has left now.
I'm going to throw a party. I'm literally going to throw a party. I'm throwing a party. Every New York Jet fan is invited. I'm throwing a party. And that's all the show we have for you guys. Thanks again for watching 15 Rounds of Flambé with Matthew and I. We've been, churning these out a little bit. It took us actually kind of long to do this one because we started talking about,
Yeah, we just started talking about everything.
But anyway, continue to like us, continue to subscribe to us. Link is in the description below. Links in the description below. Also, the link to our GoFundMe page. You guys continue to keep helping us get production up with any kind of donations, even if it's $1, even if it's $5, we'll take it. Thank you so much for all your continued success. He's got to go to work, and I got to go to bed. So,
all right, see you guys.
Have a good one, everyone, and we will see you on Friday.